So here I am out by the river today, and in some of the last videos you saw me driving in my car and sharing messages with you in my car, and I had a few people ask what type of vehicle do I drive. So here I am. I have a 2004 Land Rover Discovery. I've had this car for about five and a half years now, and my favorite thing about this car is actually driving it off-road. It really is a very capable off-road vehicle, and over the years I've learned a lot of valuable business lessons as a result of going off-roading in my vehicles. So I want to share with you today 5 lessons that I've taken from off-roading and learned to apply them in my business. Lesson number 1, challenges and obstacles are meant to be overcome. When you're driving down a trail in the middle of the woods, you never know what's going to lie around the next curve or behind the next set of bushes. And so you've got to be prepared, and you've got to think through, what are those challenges, what are those obstacles that I'm going to face? And you've got to be prepared to overcome those. The same thing is true in business. In business, every single day, there's new challenges, new opportunities, new obstacles, things for you to overcome, things for you to conquer. And so lesson number 1 in off-roading is you've got to learn to be prepared for and be willing to face the challenges that are going to come your way. The second thing that off-roading has taught me is that the road less traveled is often more beautiful. And the same thing is true in business. You know, as you're off-roading, as you're traveling down some of these trails, these are roads and trails that most people will never venture down, and most vehicles will never venture down. The same thing is true in business. When you do things that are unconventional, when you do things to get outside the box, it's often more beautiful. Sure, there are more challenges as a result of taking the road less traveled, but there are also, around every corner, you never know when the trees are going to open up to that beautiful vista overlooking the creek or the big hill overlooking the valley down below. So just like off-roading, the road less traveled is often more beautiful in business as well. Lesson number 3, momentum matters. When you're off-roading and you're approaching the big mud puddle or you're approaching the big hill, momentum matters. As you can see from the pictures on the screen, I didn't have enough momentum to carry me through this particular mud hole, and I actually hesitated, and as a result of my hesitation, I got stuck. And so the same principles apply in business. You've got to have momentum to carry you through the bad times. You've got to have enough momentum to carry you when things get tough. And so I want you to remember that as you go forward, you've got to continually build momentum. You're going to have down days. You're going to have bad months. You're going to have bad quarters in business. But you've got to build momentum so that you can ensure that you're successful in the long run. The 4th lesson that off-roading has taught me about business is always be prepared for the unexpected. When you're off-roading and you don't know what's around every corner and you don't know how far the trail is going to go, you always have to be prepared for the unexpected. You have to be prepared. If you get a flat tire in the middle of the woods, do you have the equipment to change it? Is your spare aired up? If you get stuck, do you have tow straps? Do you have a winch? Do you have a jack to help get you unstuck? And think about business. In business, you always have to be prepared for the unexpected. As they say, Murphy's gonna strike when he's least welcome. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to Murphy's Law, which simply states that if something can go wrong, it likely will go wrong. So what are some things that you need to prepare for? What are some unexpected events that are possible on your journey that may take place? How can you prepare for those now? How can you add those to your vehicle, like adding a winch to the vehicle for when you do get stuck? The 5th lesson that off-roading has taught me about building a business is that often our limiting beliefs are the biggest obstacles on our journey. When you're off-roading and you're approaching the big mud hole or the big water hole or the creek or the hill, it's often our own limiting beliefs that prevent us from attempting to cross the creek or go up the hill or go down the hill. And the same thing is true in business. What you often discover is that it's your own limiting beliefs that are preventing you from taking the risk necessary to get your business to the next level. I want you to think for a second, what if you could not just double your business over the next year, but what if your business grew by 10 times over the next year? How does that feel to you? When I tell you that, does it seem impossible? Does your mind automatically start running through all the scenarios, all the things that could go wrong, or all the reasons that it's not possible for you? You see, those are limiting beliefs. Those are beliefs that are in the back of your mind that are preventing you from reaching your true potential. So just like in off-roading, when you approach the big hill or you approach the creek that you want to cross, it's very often, it's our own limiting beliefs. It's our own beliefs that no, we can't do it, or no, our vehicle won't make it, or no, if I only had, locking differentials on my car, or only if I had, better suspension or bigger tires. Those beliefs are the things that prevent you from experiencing the trail to its fullest, and those are the same beliefs that are preventing you from reaching the level of success you want in your business.